This is Snake. Can you hear me? Good. The mission is simple. Put your geek pants on and infiltrate Foxhound. If you need backup, contact Ken and Chris on their codec frequency. Ready? Snake out.
I read today on the internet.
On the interwebs, they say.
Yeah, so
Geek
my
Pants.
Geek Pants.
No.
Welcome to Geek Fans. Okay, Livitski. This is Chris Mercier. We're gonna just bullshit.
I was just doing that.
But I like that.
But anyway, so on the internet,
someone had this idea.
The theories are interesting.
They're very interesting. But in the trailer, they show like Samuel L. Jackson getting all up there with the kitty,
which I thought was hilarious.
And then they jump to, I guess, Iron Man or one of the earlier MCU movies.
Yeah.
Where he talks about how he lost his eye to somebody that he trusted. Someone's like, the cat's a Skrull.
The cat's a Skrull.
The cat's gonna take his eye.
Ooh, that would be bittersweet.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah, that would make me not want to trust too many people.
Or cats.
Because last time he trusted somebody, he lost his eye, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And he trusted a cat.
And then he trusted Robert Redford, and he almost died.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, okay.
So never trust Robert Redford.
And cats.
And cats.
No matter how cute they look.
That's what we get from that.
Yeah. Real quick.
Yeah, we got some catching up to do, eh?
Got some catching up to do. Rest in peace, Daredevil on the Netflix.
I thought you were going to say Kid Dynamite.
No, actually, I wasn't really a big fan, and he was kind of a piece of shit in real life, from all accounts. From all accounts. You don't routinely pull out a shotgun, aim it at your wife's head, and go, maybe next time it'll be loaded.
Oh, I never knew he did that.
Yeah, check that out. In memoriam. That's fucking sweet, though.
You know what?
That is a sweet... It's just... I don't know if you can see it. Daredevil, wallpaper, looks bitchin'.
Just bitching.
I can't...
You know, I'm pissed that Netflix canceled.
I'm actually, like... I am really disappointed. Like, I'm not really angry, per se, because their rubrics, their method of it, was that viewership dropped steadily over the course of 3 seasons.
Yeah.
What I don't get, though, is why is there a measurement on people binge watching?
Yeah, that should not matter. Because
you know what I mean?
literally, it's only been on TV for a month and they canceled it.
That's exactly it. You know, the big theory of it being because of the whole Disney Plus.
It's got to be that.
That seems more tangible than the viewers dropping thing. Because, like, I mean, if that's the case, why would Disenchantment get a second season? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not like it was a bang-out success like Futurama was eventually, and then Simpsons were eventually, right? And if you're looking at it as sort of like an upfront sort of like success, and I watched Disenchantment, and I did like it, but it took a couple episodes for me to get into it really good.
Okay.
I've rewatched it since, because it's like, I think 8, 9 episodes, something like that, so it's not really that hard. And it is better the second time around. But, like, if that's your barometer is binge watching, well, that's a dumb way to...
I thought it was horseshit because they released it right during the horror season. Like, I'm doing my big horror marathon in October. I waited until November.
Too.
Like, I binged Daredevil immediately in November.
That's right, because I had no problems watching it in October because...
But why would you release that, like, right during the... Plus, they released it side by side with The Haunting of Hill House.
Yeah.
Which people are obviously going to watch at Halloween.
Yeah, and that... I mean, not everyone's like me, where it's just like, superheroes come first. I don't care what time of year.
I do watch Daredevil first. The Haunting of Hill House is an absolute masterpiece.
I have to watch that too. But, like, Daredevil Season 3...
Masterpiece as well!
Amazing!
It was so good.
And remember how I said, like, one of my only minuses was the fact that you didn't actually get to see, like, Matt Murdock in the Daredevil costume? Yeah. Well, now, it's a bigger minus, because now I know we're not getting a season.
It's never happening.
And I had a feeling we weren't. I had a strong feeling that we weren't.
Plus, here's the other thing. Daredevil Season 2 released a year after Season 1. There was 3 years in between Season 2 and Season 3.
Well, technically they were Defenders, so you had Defenders.
But if we're talking Daredevil seasons...
I know, but that is part of his arc.
Yeah.
You can't
It is part of his arc.
You can't watch Season 2, jump into Season 3...
No.
...and not watch Defenders. So, and I can kind of
see... And I love his Defenders arc.
His Defenders arc was great. I liked that. And I liked I actually kind of liked Iron Fist's Defender arc.
Yeah.
That was probably my close, third, because I liked the Misty Knight Colleen Wing story arc. That was probably my second favorite.
There's another thing. We're never going to get Daughters of the Dragon now.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, so season 2 and season 2 of Iron Fist and Luke Cage, better in some respects than the first season.
Yeah.
Iron Fist was just better overall the second season. Way better. Because, I don't know if you know this, but first season Iron Fist, garbage. Kenneth doesn't think so. But it is a fucking garbage.
It's really good.
All those reviews that people are like shitting all over it are 100% accurate.
Go home, you fucking Skrull.
Everything is improved upon exponentially in the second season. My only real snag with the second season of Luke Cage was they ended with that whole like Kingpin thing.
Okay. See, I haven't watched second season.
Oh, right. You don't plan on it though, right?
No, well, I mean, season 1 was pretty to me. It should have been 8 episodes.
I agree. It should have ended with what's his face, Sweetback.
Yeah, Sweetback.
Sweetback, whatever. Cottonmouth.
Cottonmouth. Not
Yeah.
even close to Sweetback.
Diamondback was the other guy.
Diamondback
Was the other. Why am I saying Sweetback?
Oh,
That's
what
a
fucking
black
shows are you
exploitation
watching?
movie. That's something Sweetback.
Sweetback.
I think it might have been Mario Van Peebles or something like that.
That's probably why I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's the one where his dad directs it, Mario Van Peebles, and he directs his son to have his first sex scene, but it's real sex.
You remember Solo?
Oh yeah.
We should do a Solo Camcast.
I never actually watched it all the way through.
No. I've watched it twice.
That's Michael J. White.
No, that's Mario Van Peebles.
Yes, because it was Michael J. White.
It's the Peebles.
That Universal Soldier.
Yeah, The Return. Yeah. Goldberg. And that was such a hilarious performance.
Well, here's something really funny.
So stupid everywhere.
That was almost Stone Cold.
Yeah?
It was almost Stone Cold, and but like Vince McMahon heard the offer wrong, so he was like, "Fuck that shit." And they went and signed Goldberg.
I wonder I can't imagine it was Stone Cold just like dropping stunners on people. Like Goldberg when he...
Doing the spear? Like that made more sense, but then, to drop a stunner...
Goldberg doing the spear, and then Van Damme doing the splits above him, and he's shooting into the elevator shaft.
That was
one of the
awesome.
funniest scenes in any action movie ever.
That was awesome. Okay, before I get sidetracked...
I remember where we were.
So rest in peace, Daredevil. Pretty much rest in peace, the MCU of Netflix.
Jessica Jones and Punisher are done once their season's
Oh,
done.
Of course.
You know, just cancel them now.
No, because Jessica Jones has got to redeem herself from a pretty shitty second season.
Yeah, but that's what I figured it was going to be like when David Tennant wasn't really going to be around. Because he was the glue for that first season.
Yeah, but they could have done something so much different than saying, hey, let's introduce
your mom and play around with your mom may or may not be the big bad guy, and then it turns out that she kind of is, and then isn't. I literally was like watching every episode just like, And that's another one that could have been eight episodes. You know what they should have had is, instead of having that whole bullshit Claire and Luke Cage crap, they should have had Luke and Jessica do it in Defenders, and then she gives birth in season 2, and then season 3 is her dealing with her purple baby. No kidding. That would actually... Wow! That would be just... so much better. Disgustingly creepy. It would be but so creepy. But at least it would have been like another like holdover from the first season, because like... I like how they never really say out loud that she's... They just say she's a victim of abuse. Yeah. But we're all adults. We know that it was more than just he made her do things to other people. Mm-hmm. He made her do things. You know? Bad things. Man, like, and I want to rewatch the first season again, because I remember just being like, holy fuck. Like, that Batman shirt's fucking awesome, though. Yeah. Quarter sleeve. I love how it's a ringer. Well, no, it's not a ringer, it's quarter sleeve. Oh, is it? Yeah, or a baseball shirt. Well, except the ringer neck, though. But... Well, yeah, because of the... I'm a sucker for ringer shirts. They're so hard to find. Yeah, so... Because I remember, like, for me, like, the only reason why I think Daredevil edged out Jessica Jones was because I liked Daredevil as a character more than Jessica Jones. I didn't read Alias. Yeah.
You know?
See, I read Alias, so I loved that first season.
Because that was Bendis and Malieve again, eh?
Yeah. No. Gatos. Michael Gatos.
Oh, for some reason I thought it was Malieve.
With David Mack on covers.
Yeah, that's correct. So, like I said, rest in peace. As far as Kid Dynamite,
Okay. I mean, he lived to 60. That's way longer than most wrestlers.
I will say this. I did enjoy his style of wrestling because it influenced Chris Benoit, who at one point was one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. But Benoit's another one where now the more I hear about him in real life, he was also another piece of shit in real life. Not just because of what he did to his, in the last moments of his life, but he was a backstage bully. And by that I mean, he would literally be the guy that was, would haze other wrestlers.
It's weird. Because I never pegged him as that.
No.
Now it can, obviously, because of the end of everything.
Right, and, he was one of those ones where it was hard for me to picture that because he was also one of those guys that was always looked down upon because he was a shorter wrestler.
Yeah.
Who was a little bit more of a mark, who believed more of the business than he should have. So, guys like Kevin Nash and Scott Hall were holding him down.
So would you think that him and Guerrero were really friends?
Yeah, they were really friends.
Even though he's apparently a prick and Guerrero was apparently a champion backstage?
I think it was one of those things where it was one of those, you ever run into a guy where he's an asshole, but he's never been an asshole to you?
Yes. Oh, yes.
You know what I mean?
A few of them.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't really actually have a problem with them, and you could probably hang out with them.
Yeah.
But you're I know you can kind of be a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But also keep in mind, in Mysterio's heyday, or not Mysterio, Guerrero's heyday, when he was on booze and pills, he had a hair trigger temper too.
Oh yeah.
He fucking tried to take a double leg takedown on Kurt Angle, an Olympic wrestler, and he tried to double leg take him down. JBL actually goes why would you do that, Eddie? And Eddie goes, 'cause I'm stupid. But, so, I mean, I can see that there'll be aspects to that to Eddie Guerrero as well. And I mean, because obviously there's that old school mentality where, oh, you're a young guy, we're gonna kind of rough you up just to make sure that you have what it takes to stay in the business. Mm-hmm. So I guarantee you there was an aspect of that with Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah.
But to the extent of some of the stuff I've heard with Benoit, which is easier for me to swallow, actually, because I was a huge fan. Huge fan.
You were, because you followed WCW and everything. Whereas I didn't really watch WCW.
I watched WCW, and that's where I met, where I was like, oh my god, this guy's amazing.
Yeah, see,
And I actually was trying to pattern myself as a cruiserweight version of him when I was, really heavy into becoming a wrestler.
Yeah.
And then, actually, it was kind of a mix between Benoit and Jericho. Because Jericho's sense of humor is just priceless. But even Jericho, he says, too, there was aspects of him that was really extreme.
Yeah.
Jericho's
amazing, by the way.
He is literally, when he came out with the GOAT, greatest of all time, I was like, yes, you are. And he continues to amaze me with his essential fuck you to Vince McMahon.
Yeah, no, right?
It went from him literally saying he would never wrestle for any other American company, which so far is true, because he didn't wrestle on All In, but he did show up there.
Mm-hmm.
But that wasn't necessarily a company.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he just wrote his check. He basically just said, here.
He doesn't need it, though.
I know.
What he did in WWE was first undisputed champion.
Yeah.
That was huge.
That was huge until they followed it up with a bullshit run afterwards.
Yeah, they did follow bullshit.
It's Stephanie McMahon.
But to put him over Austin and Rock and Triple H at the same time?
It was actually just Austin and The Rock that
It was, but Triple H was, he was higher
You could tell Triple H was like, are you kidding me? I'm better than him. You're not Triple H.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of you too, and I still am on some degree, on some level. I still am a sucker for older Triple H matches. When he first came out as Cerebral Assassin, that guy could do no wrong.
I was a huge Triple H fan.
Oh,
because I didn't watch WCW like you did. So you would tell me, and I'd be like, "Oh, that sounds really awesome." But I never really watched it because I never,
Well, yeah,
I never
exactly.
put it on. It was always on the same time as Raw. I was watching Raw.
Yeah. Well, see, I lucked out because the way TSN was Raw was Monday night.
Yeah.
And TNT aired Monday night.
Yeah.
But TSN aired on Tuesday afternoon.
Right, you had that.
So at I think 4 or 5 o'clock at night, I would have 3 hours of Nitro. So I was able to watch, like, the first match I ever saw was Chris Benoit and Booker T in, like, match 2 of their Best of 7 series for the TV title, which is ridiculous, a TV title, right? A title that's only defended on TV and pay-per-views. And I was immediately blown away by Chris Benoit, but I was also immediately blown away by Booker T because you didn't see too many, like, black guys in WWE. And if you did, they weren't around for long. Like, Ahmed Johnson was the first, like, black guy since Junkyard Dog. Think about it. Or Coco Beware.
Coco Beware was in there. Because I was thinking,
Coco Beware,
I'm thinking Junkyard. Junkyard was kind of getting over right when I started watching wrestling.
Yeah, exactly.
But Coco Beware was huge.
Coco Beware was huge, but
I mean, like,
he was quick in and out,
you knew the guy with the bird. Like,
yeah. But WCW was cool because then at least now you knew where all those other wrestlers went. Because I remember going, like, all of a sudden Coco Beware wasn't there. I was like, whoa, what happened there? Then all of a sudden it was like, where did Diesel and Razor Ramon go? You know, and next thing you know, I'm watching WCW and I'm going, oh, they all went here. Oh, wow. Oh, there's Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. That's kind of cool name.
Like,
so
I was, you know, like Hogan and Hart. Like, all those guys were heroes to me. Macho Man. But I was so invested in Raw every week. Like, you know, like, I was starting to get these new heroes. Like, Triple H was getting bigger.
Triple H was getting bigger.
Austin, you know, Hart kind of like
that
passed
double
off
turn.
his thing.
That double turn was fucking amazing. We could talk about wrestling all night. We're
can.
just going to cut it out at, I could care less about, you know, I mean, had he spent the rest of his life, like Tom Billington, the Dynamite Kid, had he spent the rest of his life atoning or in any way, shape, or form trying to, like, give back, maybe I would have felt differently. In this particular case,
I would have loved it if he became a bank robber with Dynamite. If he lived up to that name, that'd be cool.
His insane bumping put him in, like, a fucking wheelchair long before he should have.
Yeah.
His regimen of steroid
I didn't
abuse.
watch Dynamite Kid, though, because, again, he was another one getting out when I started watching it.
He was
to me,
out
British
long
Bulldog,
before.
British Bulldog was sold.
He was actually out long. I think we might have watched one WrestleMania with them as a tag team.
If I went back, my first WrestleMania, like,
because I don't remember,
was WrestleMania 6. Hogan and Warrior.
Exactly, and I don't remember.
There was no Dynamite Kid.
No, I don't remember ever watching him, like, when I was a kid. It was only after when I went back to it. Like, even some of his earlier stuff, like, it's actually kind of interesting to see when he first started and he's, like, rail thin.
Yeah.
And then, like, almost a year later, he's just
jacked.
And you're literally like, oh, steroids! And he was unapologetic. Like, he wasn't hiding it or anything. He was just like, that's what we did.
Yeah.
We did steroids, you know? But anyway, so rest in peace, Daredevil. Not so much Dynamite Kid. What else do you got?
What else do I got? I don't know. I had stuff. You know? I had stuff. And did you watch the new Captain Marvel trailer?
Yes.
I'm still not feeling it.
I'm actually, like, I think I'm gonna see this in the theater.
I'm going to see it in the theater. I will, but it's the same thing as Doctor Strange and Black Panther, and even Guardians of the Galaxy until James Gunn signed on. I just didn't really care because they're not comic characters that I care about. You know what I mean? Like Suicide Squad, I didn't get excited about Suicide Squad. Like characters, I don't care about. Yeah, no,
I get, like, okay, you're right. Like, I'm not like,
you know?
Yeah, I can't wait to see this movie. I'm like, yeah, this actually looks better than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
This looks like it's going to be really cool, and it looks like it's going to be a little bit more of a thinker than your standard, like, I'm not necessarily a good guy. Oh, but this happened. You know what? I'm going to use my powers for good, and I've learned a lesson. You know what I mean?
It's going to rewrite a lot of the MCU.
Yeah. It has to, though.
Right?
Like, it has to. Because, I mean, like I said, like, there has to be,
like, they're doing this
some reason why. That's what I'm saying. There has to be a reason. There has to be a reason why, like, Nick Fury never once went, don't worry, guys. If Ultron goes too crazy, I got a backup plan. You know? Or even, like, at the beginning when, you know, Tony's, like, freaking out about Thanos, and Thanos actually comes to Earth. You don't have, like, Nick Fury at any point in time go, hey, Tony, whatever happens, I got you covered. You know what I mean? Especially because if you really think about it, how do we know that the Captain Marvel wasn't a victim of the snap?
Right?
Although I heard the theory was that she was,
And well, actually, the climax of the movie is like a stinger or whatever. Is the snap will hit, and she'll actually like reconstitute herself. That's how powerful she is. Which would be cool visually.
It's like, yeah, it sounds
really cool.
But like,
visually.
what is your weakness then? She sounds pretty friggin' immortal.
Like, the way I see it is, if you're so powerful that like Thanos hears you're coming, and he's just like, "Oh shit."
Yeah.
Well, it was a fun run, guys. So, whatever you gotta do it now because it's over. I'm fucked.
Mm-hmm.
It seems weird. I don't know how they're gonna continue with that because, like, I mean, they always talk about how Superman is too overpowered and he's a hard character to get behind because he's Superman, which I've never bought into.
No.
Ever.
No, but he has that weakness.
But he does have kryptonite as a weakness.
Yeah.
The other thing is he doesn't want anyone to get hurt. That's his real weakness.
Mm-hmm.
You can kryptonite him all day long. He will overcome it.
Yeah. But
if you really want to hurt him, you hurt people. Right? So they got to figure out a weakness
She's
for her.
looking way more powerful than Superman, just from these 2 trailers I've seen. Like, I don't even think she's that powerful in the comics, is she?
I think so now. I think
now maybe
when they brought her back and it was like a focus on her, I think they upped her.
God,
she might be.
I remember when she was just like flying around as Miss Marvel hanging out with Rogue. Like, not powerful at all.
Yeah, she had like super strength. She had like the generic, like, oh, I got super strength and I have flight and I have super speed.
Basically,
hardened skin was another one.
Yeah,
I was like,
a white She-Hulk.
Yeah.
Really,
yeah, exactly.
That's all she was.
But she wasn't as tall, right? She wasn't as jacked. But I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. It looks all right. I would have much rather had that Black Widow film right now than
I would have been like, oh yeah, fuck yeah.
Because Captain Marvel's not a character I care about. Like Wonder Woman, I was psyched about.
Yeah, but you know what? I feel like it might actually be like the Iron Man, because like, I mean, I was never a huge Iron Man fan until I watched the movie.
I feel like this is Marvel doing catch up with DC because they had the first woman hero going, we have someone more powerful than Wonder Woman. In your face.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's a good choice with Captain Marvel. Like, even though I agree they should have did Black Widow a long time ago.
Yeah.
This should have never been like Wonder Woman beat you to the punch. It should have been like you've got Black Widow 2 by the time Wonder Woman came out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's mind blowing.
Yeah.
And her backstory seems way more interesting.
Oh, so interesting.
You know, like, even just the fact that she was a ballerina that was trained as an assassin by the KGB. They referenced the Red Room.
Mm-hmm.
They referenced the fact that they've mutilated her so she can't have kids, so she can fuck, you know, just to get in there, get secrets and stuff. I was like, oh, this is like...
It's dark.
This is some heavy, dark shit.
Yeah.
And then you can even now start showing the ties she has with Winter Soldier, like they did in the Brubaker run.
Yep.
You know, I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to do that, but you could do that. Hell, you could have had Hawkeye team up with her to start, like, unraveling the secrets of her past or something. I'd have been like, yeah, cool.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sure, they're giving Hawkeye his own TV show on the...
Is he getting his own show now, too?
He's one of the ones that I've heard, Loki and Scarlet Witch.
There's Loki, Scarlet Witch, and then there's Winter Soldier, Falcon.
I also... Oh, okay, so...
I hadn't heard about Hawkeye.
I heard Hawkeye, but maybe it was Falcon.
Yeah.
But even Falcon and Winter Soldier, I'm just like, what is this, a buddy comedy?
Obviously.
Like, I don't know. Like, the Disney Plus is front-loading it hard, and it's gonna have to deliver, otherwise...
And they won't take the Netflix shows. They've said, we're not taking Daredevil.
How can
they? They could take season 4. Netflix holds the rights to the first 3. They can do whatever they want.
Okay, but, like, can they do it in a way that is not beholden to the Disney's mythos?
I don't see why not.
That's a pretty dark show as it is. So now you're going to see no blood, right? Nobody dies. We'll probably get none of this, like, back and forth between the religion, the religious aspect, the lawyer aspect, the vigilante aspect.
It won't be on Disney Plus. They could do it for Hulu though, because Disney owns a chunk of Hulu.
I know. I did hear Hulu as an option, which I think
they got. I mean, they can't just.
Hulu is probably my. Well, even Netflix said that it was ended in a way that we felt tied up the story. I'm like, how?
Yeah, how?
Give him a shot in costume.
Yeah.
Looking over the city, then I'll be fine.
Yeah, and without the bullseye stinger.
Yeah, exactly. Or even with the bullseye stinger. Even with, because like...
Because, I mean, to me, like, I was watching, I was like, this is a satisfying ending. though, again, I want to see the red costume. And then they did the bullseye eye, and I was just like,
I still like the bullseye eye. I thought that looked really cool. I liked that better than the fucking bullseye hat.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck right off. I was like, okay, guys, seriously. Even though it was really...
He's bullseye.
Even though he killed his coach. Pretty fucking sweet.
I really, really want that second season of Punisher, though. Because I want Jigsaw.
Well, it's happening.
Yeah.
That's for sure
But
happening.
I can't wait to see Jigsaw.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
I'm assuming the showrunners of Jessica Jones and Punisher are going, well, this is our last season. And
well,
they're going to wrap it.
Well, I think Jones is pretty much wrapped.
Did they shoot it already?
Or, no, Punisher. Punisher is pretty much wrapped.
Okay.
And then Jessica Jones is on its way to
So I hope there's no stinger. I hope they're like, let's wrap it because that's going to be it.
Yeah, I hope they had some sort of a heads up.
Yeah.
You know? Because, I mean, I couldn't imagine being, like, in the offices for pitching season 4 for Daredevil, and then they're like, oh, yeah, hey, by the way, we're done with the show.
Yeah, they had the whole thing plotted out. The whole thing. They said the red costume is back, Bullseye was there.
It'd be great if Hulu picked it up. Like,
Yeah.
it really would. Because I even said before, like, 4 seasons, end it, and then you don't have this, like, 7-season snooze run of Arrow, where, like, you keep looking back at, like, the 2nd season and going, man, you were so good. And then 3rd
Yeah.
season, you're like, what the fuck happened? And then 4th, you're like, well, you're better than the last season. And the 5th, you're like, well, you're better than the 4th.
That's all it becomes. It's like,
I have not even watched a single episode of Arrow yet. I got it recorded, but I haven't watched a single
I haven't
episode.
watched any yet. Well, I got 2 seasons to catch up on. For
Last season
Arrow,
was
Flash,
pretty
and
good.
Supergirl.
Last season was pretty good. Yeah, see, I gotta catch up on 2nd season for Supergirl, even though I really love the 1st season.
Like, I'm happy that Flash and Supergirl are on Netflix now, but why the fuck is an Arrow on there?
Well, especially because Flash is showing up like it's weekly.
It's weekly, and then they have crossover episodes, so you're not going to, like...
I know. Supergirl and Arrow should have been on as well, like, doing it the way they were doing it.
Yeah.
And then I would have been happy, because Supergirl's a largely really good show. Like, consistently good. I consistently like it.
I like the 1st season way more than the 2nd.
Second one, Second one is like up and down. We talked about the jarring changes. I don't want to get too sidetracked because at some point we'll talk about those guys too. We gotta save all their material.
Yeah.
Because even the Daredevil stuff.
One day we'll get to the topic of this episode.
We're gonna save our material. So, hey, this movie, the Ant-Man and the Wasp. Is that what we're going to talk about?
We're going to talk about Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Okay,
today.
quick, tell me about what's it about.
It's about this guy named Ant-Man.
Uh huh.
And this lady named the Wasp.
And what else?
And they just hang and they beat up this other woman called Ghost.
Yeah.
And there's Michael Douglas in there.
Don't forget the Quantum Realm.
The Quantum Realm.
Yep.
That, the weird thing. That's it for today.
I gotta tell you, like, I literally, when this came out in the theater and I saw the trailers, I was like, you know what? Yeah, I actually think I'll see that in the theater.
It looked good, and then I missed it in the theater.
And then I didn't see it in the theater, and then our first chance of like a good copy came out. I downloaded it and I watched it, and I remember thinking to myself, okay, like in the moment, I was like, oh yeah, this is good. Like it's more of the same of the first movie, like bigger and better. And then, like a week later, I was just kind of like, oh yeah, that's right, I watched it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there was nothing staying with me at all. Like, even, it's not a knock to anybody in the movie, because everyone does a really good job, except for, like, Lawrence Fishburne's Ben Foster, or Bill Foster, his Goliath character.
Yeah.
Because Ben Foster is that under-the-radar talented actor. Bill Foster, Goliath. Like, they did that whole measuring sizes gag for measuring dicks, right? In the trailer.
Yep.
They should never have shown that in the trailer because it was the only funny part of that scene.
They showed almost all the good stuff in the trailer.
They showed pretty much everything. The only thing they didn't show you was Janet Van Dyne coming back.
Yep.
Which actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I did like that. I thought that was kind of neat how she was like really weird.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah, Pfeiffer, who's aged, but not as much as she should have.
She's just a beautiful woman.
Yeah. Like,
that will always be my Catwoman.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. In fact, I was on this thing called Tumblr.
And they had this thing where they said mistletoe is deadly if you eat it. And then they followed it up with the line, but a kiss is deadlier if you mean it. And I was like, Batman Returns! Batman Returns! And it had nothing to do with Batman Returns, but I was so pumped because that line is stuck with me. But yeah, you look at her in that movie, you look at her in this movie, and aside from the lighter blonde hair, which almost kind of looks gray.
Yeah, the grayish hair,
couple of
and
little
some
bits.
wrinkles, like obvious aging
Although
after 20-something
Paul
years.
Rudd and Michelle Pfeiffer being in a movie again since the I Could Never Be Your Woman.
Never Be Your Woman.
Mm-hmm.
What's that? I've never seen that.
He's a young guy breaking out as an actor.
Yeah?
She's, I think, an older talent agent.
Yeah?
And it's about the ages thing.
Ah.
It's good. It's not great. I wouldn't say check it out. Don't go out of your way.
I'm going to tell you right now, I'll probably never watch that.
Yeah, if it shows up on TV...
100% I'll forget about when this episode's over. Yeah.
Much like the plot of this movie. So basically the plot was, if I remember correctly, the plot was because Ant-Man was able to get into the quantum realm and get back out by figuring out how to turn big.
At the end of the first movie there, yeah.
Yeah. Which again is like kind of a spoiler for Civil War. Or no, Civil War happened after. Or before.
After.
Had to be after. That's right. Because they had that whole thing.
The whole
Spider-Man
thing. And getting
yeah, that's right, sorry. So then, so it kind of does ruin the big, huge, giant thing in Civil War, but that was still awesome. But at least, okay, so now he's combing the quantum realm looking for Janet Van Dyne.
Yes.
Which, okay, that's great. In the meantime, Wasp is training to be his partner.
Mm-hmm. Got mad at him that he didn't call her when Cap called.
Yeah, which I was like, I can kind of see that. But at the same time, how can you not see that it was Cap calling and that it was a call to arms?
Yes.
So It's like...
Hey, Cap, can I bring my girlfriend?
Or, could you wait a second because I gotta call her?
She knows Kung Fu.
I gotta call her. She trained me, so, you know.
Yeah. She throws good punches.
I don't know, did he see the suit at the end, or did she see the suit at the end of Ant-Man? I think she saw it. And
she saw it. She saw the Wasp suit. He didn't.
Yeah, but anyway.
But I'm assuming.
So I remember. Actually, I'm glad you're refreshing my memory because I remember that part. I was just kind of like, oh, so they're doing this rehash of the first thing where she's like, I don't like you.
Well, first he's under house arrest because of Civil War, which was really funny. The whole house arrest stuff.
That part was really funny with the aunt playing the drums and shit, like basically acting like him. I thought that was really neat.
And then Hank and Hope break him up because he's dreaming of their mom or her mom.
Right? Yeah, because they have that link because of the quantum realm. What I did like the relationship between his ex-wife, her husband. I liked how they were like all just kind of like they were buddy. There was none of this antagonism. Like it wasn't like they were doing with the Wasp character, which now I can't remember her name.
Hope.
Janet.
Oh,
no,
Janet.
Hope. Yeah, Hope.
Hope.
Yeah, sorry.
Hope, yeah.
So Hope doing that whole like we're against I hate you now type of thing. Mm. They were like all just like a family now. It just so happened that they were no longer together, right? Yeah. Which I thought was really cool, and especially because his ex-wife was like, I get it. You know, like you're actually doing the right thing.
You're trying.
You know, you're being a good guy.
You broke the law in a good way this time.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought that was a great holdover. Plus the chemistry between the daughter Cassie and Scott Lang was just amazing. Even though I know that there's talk about having her like older in Avengers 4.
Right, because in Avengers 4, I'm thinking it's going to jump a few years.
Well, there's heavy talk that it's going to be 5 years in the future.
Because Ant-Man's trapped. He's going to get out, and 5 years are gone from his life. 100%.
Yeah, you got 5 years, so the whole world has moved on type of thing, and then there's that whole, like, time travel possibility thing, which may or may not be loosely cobbled from Avengers Forever.
The movie's such a fucking mystery.
I am glad that they are doing
I actually heard they might not release a trailer for it. They're saying this Friday we're going to get a trailer?
I've heard Friday and then Saturday is Spider-Man Far From Home. I don't think so. We don't normally get trailers on Saturday, but we'll see.
Far From Home is quite a ways away still. Plus, why would you release a trailer for Far From Home when everyone's like normal people that aren't comic geeks like us are under the assumption that he's dead right now?
Yeah.
Isn't it kind of going to ruin Avengers 4 and him coming back?
We already saw Jimmy Kimmel.
We did.
Although
You saw Jimmy.
in movement, that costume looked pretty cool.
It did. It looked good.
Yeah, I wasn't against it from the beginning. I was just kind of like, well, I like the original Stark suit was really cool.
Yeah, but you know what?
The classic like red and blue
I've come to realize that with Spider-Man suits, sometimes change is an okay thing.
change is good, donkey. Yeah, well, yeah, no, but that one
I was against this one at first. I was like, White Spider.
Oh,
And now I can't get enough of the White Spider.
PS4 Pro update. I'm waiting for like a chunk to be paid out from all those spiffs, and then I got it.
Oh, I really wish you would have had the cash on Black Friday. Did you see that deal?
Yeah, I did.
The 1 terabyte with Spider-Man for like, what, $200 or something?
No, 3.
3? Well, you got 3.
No.
It was
4.
really fucking
No, it's
cheap.
4. It's $3.99.
Oh, okay. It was
Yeah.
$2.99 in the States when I was there.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You know what the thing is? I don't want a red PS4.
It was the black one. It's not the Spidey one.
Oh.
It was just a black 1 terabyte with Spider-Man thrown in.
Well, that's Red Dead Redemption 2 right now.
Yeah.
It's 5 for that.
Mm-hmm.
For the PS4 Pro and Red Dead 2, which I'm also pretty pumped about.
What will be your first PS4 game?
Honestly, which ones do you have? Where are they?
They're downstairs.
Yeah, I'll take a look.
Hit it away from you.
I'll take a look, but
This one. Boom.
you know what? I'll probably tackle Arkham Knight first. Close that story.
I still haven't done Arkham Knight.
Do you own it though?
I don't own it.
Okay.
But
See, that's
it's
the
so cheap now where
I was
I'm
gonna
like,
say, like
I could buy
buy
whenever. 'Cause
Game
like, it's
Edition,
like
Game of the Year edition, and it'll be
$20.
fine. Yeah, so I'll probably close that storyline, even though I kind of know how it ends.
And now apparently Montreal's doing another Batman game. Did you hear about that?
And apparently, well, that's been
Court of
ongoing
the
for
Owls?
quite some time. That's been going on for quite some
Okay.
time. But also, apparently, Rockstar is doing a quote-unquote Wonder Woman game.
Rocksteady?
Yeah, Rocksteady. So what did I say?
Star.
I said Star? Oh.
Which, hey, I do a Rockstar Wonder Woman game.
I don't want to be a dick about this.
What?
I'm always nice to you.
Wonder Woman just riding around on a horse, picking up hookers in alleys.
beating cops with pink dildos that they found
Yeah.
in the police bathroom. Yeah, actually, there's something that one is apparently going to be more of an RPG, more so than say like I think they're going to do more of a God of War type game with Wonder Woman.
I'll tell you right now that if Rocksteady's doing Wonder Woman, I'm buying it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm buying it.
Hands down.
Because I love Wonder Woman. I love
I thought
Rocksteady.
about it like I mean, the allure of the Spider-Man game. I'd probably play that one first.
Man, you know what?
I'll probably play that one first.
It's probably my favorite version of those characters ever.
Yeah.
Like, J. Jonah Jameson is like this rock shock
The
podcast
Rad
dude.
Brad.
And Jay
was
is a reporter. Like
I actually
investigative
love
reporter.
that she's a reporter.
I love it.
Peter is the scientist.
Yeah.
You know, and they're still doing it, like making ends meet. But now it's because like they can't keep the grant money going. I love the father-son relationship with Dr. Octopus.
Amazing way of having Aunt May in there with like everything is just so good.
Even
It's so hard though.
even Mr. Negative.
Yeah.
Like even that part.
The Mr. Negative stuff's amazing.
Visually looks amazing.
It's so good. Right now, I just beat Electro.
Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I'm taking my time with it because now I don't know how much of the Rat Brad you've watched, but
Almost all of it.
oh, okay.
Actually, all of it.
It's really fucking hard now because like regular bad dudes are not easy.
I can see that. I can see that being.
I
an issue.
actually find the boss fights are easier than the.
Well, and then and the other thing too is like, I think there's still that whole part where, because this is what, like, 3 games of Arkham style that you kind of still have to work through.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, that's a hard one to shake, especially because it's not just the Arkham games, it's all the other games that were like it.
Yeah.
That said, yeah, we're going to do the same shit, right?
Yeah.
I would say Spider-Man is on the list, and I'm also pumped because of the remasters. Like the Insane Trilogy for Crash Bandicoot.
I just
the
bought
Spyro.
I just bought Spyro.
Yeah, the Spyro one is another
Resident Evil 2 in February. Oh, that looks so good.
one. Like,
Looks so
there's
good.
so many games. Plus, there's a lot of those indie games that I've never played that I want to play now.
Mm.
Like Shovel Knight, you know, Undertale. There's like a plethora.
I will give you a list of really good ones. Actually, I wonder.
I bet you I have that list
There
already.
might be a way for you to actually sign in under my name and download some games on your system.
Interesting.
They have a limit of it now. where you can only have 2
Oh,
systems.
they can share?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Right now, Trevor's using it, but I'll just kick him off.
Fuck him.
Fuck him.
I mean, nicely. Gently.
Gently fuck him.
That's right. Thank you for saying that. I like that.
Boy, I can't wait for my aunt to watch this episode.
Nothing aggressive about that fucking.
Amen to the Wasp!
So, the other part of the plot that we forgot was that Ghost character was an assassin.
Right. Ghost is Hannah John-Kamen. I've never seen her before.
Amazing.
She was awesome.
She was great. I liked her character. I liked her character more so than Lawrence Fishburne's character, Bill Foster. Because with Bill Foster, like I was saying, like, when you first meet him, and they do that whole, like, I was up to 50. And then Scott Lang's like, I got up to, like, 100 or something like that.
Yeah, didn't I think he did, like, 75 or
something like that, and it was just kind of
like...
like...
he's way bigger in this.
Like
in
a
this
measuring
movie
dicks thing, and I remember just being like, that was kind of funny in the commercial that I saw.
Mm.
And then, but you get this hint that he's not exactly a good guy, and then turns out he isn't, but he's doing it for the right reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole time I'm going like, but if you know that they're heroes, why don't you just say, hey, she needs help?
Yeah.
I know that's like a movie plot that you wait till after they fight a couple of times, and then realize that, you know, it's because she needs help, and this was why she's doing this type of thing. It was for money to be able to... There's always that, eh? Like, it's always those... But, like, anyway...
The tortured villain.
Yeah, but, like, you knew he was a hero. You're sitting across from the daughter of your mentor.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, just throwing it out there, I know this woman, I think you may have fought her. She kind of needs help. Could you help her? What are they going to do? No. Fuck that. If Cap called and asked me, I'd help her. But not you.
Yeah.
You got up to measly 50 feet, you pussy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, that I think would have been a more interesting twist. And then you can introduce, like, an actual bad guy.
Yeah.
I mean, overall, first one is still the best one.
First one's better. I love Evangeline Lilly as the Wasp.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a big fan of her. Like, from the last days, I've always been like, I'm so attracted to
like
you,
her.
and you're really talented.
Yeah, oh yeah, all the way through.
Yes.
I agree. And I liked her casting. I liked that in the original movie, she had the classic, like...
the classic Wasp
Wanda haircut.
Yeah,
the Wasp haircut. And then now she's got her own style, and the costume was similar to her mom's, but updated. But I also liked how her mom's costume was like a costume version, like a battle suit version of the original costume.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. But like I said, like, it just didn't stay with me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, at the end of the day, I'm just like, I watched it. I didn't need
to.
to.
I mean, like, I'm talking right now, you're probably just remembering things, right?
More so than anything, yeah.
Okay, let's go down my list. Okay, let's do it. I made this list right after I watched it for the first time.
Okay.
Okay. So, I found more Giant Man was fun and more Lewis is fun, but too much of the fun stuff makes it kind of like, Lewis was way too overboard in this for the first one.
Yeah, I remember that too, because I love the two doses of the I heard from this person. And they did that sequence where they're saying his voice as he's saying, and I thought that was really cool. And they did it at the end. I thought that was really cool. But I was like, I have a feeling that they're really going to go to town on it in the next movie.
And they did.
And of course they did.
They did.
Now, I mean, this is where I'm saying, like, at the beginning, where it's not a knock on any of the people in the movie, except for Lawrence Fishburne. Mm-hmm. Because, again, you're just like, could you be anyone other than, you know, Morpheus?
You'd be Perry White.
Could be Perry White. I would have accepted more Perry White than cryptic Bill Foster. But everyone's great in the roles.
That's a great wrestling name.
Cryptic Bill Foster. Yeah, that is.
I love it.
That is great.
That's so good.
They're like, what does his promos mean? They're so cryptic.
That's great.
His submission hold is the crypt.
Welcome to the crypt.
Because nobody gets out.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, that's two different, like, cryptic and crypt are two different things.
The cryptic crypt.
Cryptic crippler.
Hey.
Some people out there watching will get that. Others will not. Okay, so actors are great.
The Lewis
story
stuff.
is
Walton Goggins was in there. I always enjoy him. He's always Sonny Birch. He was the gangster guy that was screwing around with Wasp.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
I always love that guy's acting.
Yes, actually, yes, I do. Yeah, because what I like, too, is he just looks like a skis ball.
He always does.
I don't think you can ever play a good guy without me going like, there's something up with this guy.
I don't know if he's ever played a good guy. Like, he was the bad guy in the Justified TV series, which I love.
I don't think he can.
He was in The
That's
Hateful
when he had
Eight.
that disgusting mustache.
Yeah, he was awesome in The Hateful Eight.
I've yet to watch that, actually.
It's a long movie, and there's a lot of talking.
It's a Quentin Tarantino movie.
But visually, it's amazing. And then the scores.
Okay, so I'm a Inglourious Bastards over Django Unchained kind of guy.
Yeah.
Where does that fall into?
I still go Inglourious number 1.
Really?
Out of the 3.
Well, I don't know why I'm so surprised, because that movie's at me. I think that is my favorite Quentin Tarantino movie.
Hateful Eight is not remotely close to being my favorite Tarantino movie.
Okay.
And same with Django, but at the same time, I'm not a Western fan. So that's kind of like it's a Tarantino Western. It's a totally different type of Western, but then it's still a Western.
I can see that.
Like, if he was doing a fucking sci-fi movie in space, I'd be like, oh my god!
I would be too, though.
That'd be so
Could
good.
you imagine that? Just in space, floating around, and it's just 3 hours of talking?
So great. Gravity, directed by Tarantino.
Just literally, just two people sitting there going like, do you know what they call a space burger on the moon? Space Burger Royale. Oh, you don't say, Vincenzo.
So yeah, Hateful Eight, it's good. It's but it's near the bottom.
This is how great Ant-Man and the Wasp is
we've hardly talked about this.
Get sidetracked.
Okay, all right. Well, no, we went off Walton Goggins there.
Okay, yeah, all right.
The small amount of Michelle Pfeiffer we see as Janet is great, though she was really not in as much as I thought she was going to be in there.
Actually,
it's a very small role.
I'm okay with it, though.
I'm okay with it, but I was just surprised how small it was.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess that's part and parcel with what you were saying, like when we were getting ready for this, was that, the more you think about it, there's way more moving parts in this movie than there should have been. Yeah. You know?
It's a jam-packed movie. Like,
yeah, because you've got Scott Lang on house arrest.
Yeah.
With his family life.
Yeah.
You've got Wasp hating him.
Mm-hmm.
For, kind of understandable reasons, but the way they take it is just, it's almost farcical. Because you're just like, why would she be that mad? Okay? Because it's not like he did it on purpose. He wasn't just like, oh, yeah, fuck you. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It was just one of those, Cap needed help, and without thinking, he just went to help him.
Yeah. I mean, why wouldn't you? It's Captain America.
You know what I mean? Then there was the Quantum Realm stuff with Janet.
Yeah, there's the whole Janet with the bad guys.
Yeah.
The mafia dudes or whatever.
That's right, there's that. And then
there's Lewis and his buddies have their own security firm now or whatever.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
They did a whole bunch of stuff there.
Which actually a really great idea.
That was really cool.
Still, it was just kind of like, And then...
And it had a really clever name, too. I wish I could remember what
I know,
it was
I was trying to remember, too, because I remember just being like,
I really liked the name.
And then, and then the ghost stuff. So that's the ghost 7
stuff.
plots.
It's Bill Foster. I did enjoy the prison break scene.
What?
That was cool.
There's a lot of really cool scenes.
There's a lot of cool stuff.
I still love the fight scene when you see Wasp Hope just running on the knife blade.
Yeah.
And then
her
going
from
flying to
awesome.
big and kicking the fuck out of people.
Yeah.
Fighting exactly like she trained Scott to train, but tweaked because she can fly and she's got those blasters. So those are really cool scenes. I even enjoyed the Giant Man scenes, I thought those were really cool. There's so many great scenes. Just overall, I have to say I'd probably give it 2.5 Chris heads out of 5 because it was just kind of...
Yeah, whereas Ant-Man, I think Ant-Man for a time there was in my top 5.
Yeah, it was in my top 5 too.
Of the MCU.
And it's still a 4 out of 5 for me.
Yeah.
Ant-Man comes on, I'll watch it. Ant-Man and the Wasp, maybe.
Yeah.
Depends on where I'm at.
It's not one I'm going to watch very often. But I will say I enjoyed it a lot
I
more
don't
than
own
Thor
it.
Ragnarok.
I don't own it.
I bought it because I hadn't seen it. I was like, I'm not going to rent it if I can do it.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I have not bought it yet. I don't know if I will.
Plus, I had a pretty cool cover.
Actually, I would actually have to say that I liked Thor Ragnarok more than I liked this movie.
Yeah?
Mainly because, aside from the fact that I hated Thor in that movie, it's still a great movie.
It's a good movie.
No, it's a great movie.
I was scrolling through Netflix last night.
I know, I haven't rewatched it since, so I'll give
Thor Ragnarok is under comedies.
Of course it is.
Which
Did you not
just
laugh
made
out
me
loud?
shake my head.
Every
like,
time Thor opened
fuck.
his mouth?
Oh, yeah.
When
Totally
he screamed
laughed
like a
out
girl
loud.
when he got his hair cut?
Laughed out loud. So funny.
You still thought the part where he goes, "It's okay, he's my friend." You thought that was funny.
If it was just a Hulk and Valkyrie movie, I probably would have enjoyed it a lot more. Cut Thor out completely.
I do agree.
Yeah.
They really fucking... Especially, and you know what's jarring though, is you watch Thor Ragnarok,
Yeah.
and he's like super jock, but then you watch Avengers 4, and you're like, why didn't I get this guy?
Yeah, where there's a little bit of dumbness there still, but it's like, it's a blend now of the original
But it
Thor.
almost feels like he's doing that kind of shit to just kind of bury down the horrible pain he's going through, because essentially Asgard is gone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say 90% of his people are gone.
Yeah.
His dad's gone. His brother's gone. He's never really had a chance to mourn any of them, and he can't because he's got to get fucking a replacement hammer.
Then there's Sif, who gives a fuck about her.
Well, he didn't really know her as a sister, right? So,
oh, man. Like,
but you know what I mean?
The fact
So,
that he doesn't even mention Sif pisses me off. Okay.
especially because she was great.
She was awesome.
She was fucking
And then she got drafted to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and she was never seen again.
What?
Yeah, she was on one of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. episodes. And then that was it. She never returned to the movies after that. Kind of like poor Peggy Carter.
Season 1 was amazing, though.
Mm-hmm.
Season 2 was good.
I stopped watching because life got busy.
Oh, hey.
But I was enjoying it.
Are we still watching? Are we still talking about this?
Oh, where does it fall in the MCU? Well, you've kind of already... There's too many movies in the MCU.
Yeah.
I would say it is probably in the bottom 6.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's in that, like...
It's a
nether
mixed bag.
realm.
I enjoyed it. Sounds good as the first movie.
There was parts that I really, really liked, but overall, like I said, like, I mean, it's a...
I did like the Giant Man sequence
That was great.
on the water.
That was absolutely
And how he passed out.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that greatly.
You know?
Yeah, lots of good moments.
Lots of great moments, just overall, like, it wasn't... I mean, like you look at Ant-Man, and it's pretty much just a single story within a bigger story,
Mm-hmm.
and you get a hint of how big it is because of the inclusion of Falcon, right? And then at the end, you have that stinger scene where Cap's there.
Yeah.
Right? If it was like that, then, like Guardians 2. Guardians 2, we know is in part of a bigger story, but it's still pretty much here.
Yeah.
Little bits here and there that you know, okay, all right, like this is still part of this MCU.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas this one, it tried too hard, I think. I think it was just trying to be like...
It tried too hard. It was like, we can be big like the other guys. It's like,
Yeah.
but no, you can't, because that's what makes you special, is
Exactly.
that you are
Like,
smaller.
I feel like if they would have said, okay, so we're pretty much going to divvy up this movie between the quantum realm, getting back Janet, the ghost storyline, and then that's it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
We didn't need to sprinkle in all... You could have actually had the Walter Goggins stuff in there, because that's still really good.
That stuff's good.
And
it doesn't really take a lot of time.
No, and it gives Hope something to do.
Yeah.
When Scott's off doing other things, so it's not like she's just kind of like, "Hey, I'm the Wasp.
Yeah.
Whenever you're ready to do stuff, I'm here." You know, so you could do that, but cut out all the other extraneous stuff, and I think it would have been a tighter movie. Overall, like I said, 2.5 Chris heads. Great.
Fair enough.
Good, but not great.
The highlight for me, outside of Evangeline Lilly, I want to keep saying Evangelina. It's like an Angelina. But no, Ghost, I loved her. like as far as MCU villains go, she's not really that evil.
No.
She is in my top 5.
Really great.
She was
great
really
in
good. Really good.
I would like put her right up there with like Vulture in the sense that not really a bad person per se.
Yeah.
Or like doing the bad things for the right reasons kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, sure, Vulture's a bit worse in that he will kill you.
He will.
And you won't lose sleep over it.
But then he'll go home and he'll
kiss his daughter goodnight and say, hey, all for you, baby.
All for you.
By the way, I know who Spider-Man is, and I'm not going to tell him because
wants some new shoes with Daddy's blood money?
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
So that was Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yep.
And I'm done with it.
And I am also done with it.
Let us know down below if you liked Ant-Man and the Wasp, where you would put it in your MCU ranking. And yeah, come see us on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter at Geek Pants Media. We're on SoundCloud, iTunes, and right here, YouTube. Yeah. Comment down below.
I was going to say, it's about time you started laying this out.
Tell Chris how awesome his shirt is today.
And also, make sure to give some love to Kenneth's shirt.
Yeah.
Which, I gotta tell you, if it wasn't for playing that game, I wouldn't have loved that suit as much. Yeah. Because that was fucking awesome.
In motion, it looks so good.
Well, even in the demos that I had seen before that, I was like, okay. I mean, it looks pretty cool. When I actually watched the gameplay and then playing it, I thought that it was just one of those, like, yeah, that's fucking sweet. Like, it's fucking sweet. And like, even the fact that it showed up in the Spider-Verse, the newest Spider-Verse catastrophe Spider-Geddon, I was like, okay, you're not out of place. Yeah. You're not out of place, so.
I actually hope it gets its own miniseries or even an ongoing in that world.
That's a tough one, though. That's a tough one because you almost don't want to take too much away from the sequel.
True. So miniseries, maybe. Maybe work with Insomniac, say, where's your story going?
You could do like a prequel.
What can we do as a filler? You can do a prequel.
You couldn't do a prequel because he
starts
off
with
the Spider. That's right. He starts off with the actual, yeah. I mean, I don't know. We'll see how the last DLC plays out and then go from there.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Although still, $70 for that game, and you're getting DLC, 3, new costumes, new storylines.
You gotta pay for all that.
New missions.
It's like $30
for each.
For the 3.
That's actually not
$10
bad.
for one. There's story modes though. That's what I like is that there's story modes. They're not challenge modes.
Yeah, see, like
challenge modes suck.
I did that for Arkham City.
Yeah.
I got all the DLCs for that, and I think I paid $10 each, and didn't feel bad about it at all because it was worth it. Because it was like, no, those were challenges. That's right, you had challenges where you got extra characters or something like that, but it was still really cool. I felt it was worth it.
So that was our Daredevil Wrestling Spider-Man PS4 episode, guest starring Ant-Man and the Wasp, in a very small cameo.
Which, I mean, I guess for anyone that's watched any of our shit knows that we're...
That's what we do.
We ramble on.
Ramble on.
These pancakes are delicious.